Hello everyone, and welcome back to Hidden Secrets SMP. And in today's episode we're going to be wrapping up our little mini-series that we've been working on the past couple episodes, and we're going to be talking about the story of Jahg. But before we do that, I thought I'd give you guys a little update of the completed Whisker's house, because last episode we started it, but I had to complete a lot more on it in order to fully finish it. So I actually spent most of my time finishing this on live stream, so the VODs hopefully will be available sometime soon on my extra channel where you can rewatch the work I did on Whisker's house here. And I'm happy with it as an end product. Got a nice waterfall here, kind of got a grill, some crafting tables, furnaces. We finished off the little bench that Whisker's had here, some lamps, decided to mix in some of these for flowers and bushes and things. Through here we just have a sort of empty dining room area with some water. I actually implemented a stream viewer's idea, E048's idea of ambient lighting back there. Just lighting this with some glowstone. Apparently this doesn't have a grey stained glass in it. I'll have to remember to come and fix that. Little workroom here. This is where his stuff is now. And upstairs he has a bedroom, there's a little chest there, some flowers, etc. and a deck so he can look out onto spawn. I must say that this is one of the nicest views I feel of the spawn area. Got a little decorative sugarcane thing here, so you can kind of see my house, the market, an overlook here, E048's house, Exponent's giant tower that keeps growing further and further into the air. Lax airship there, Jagh's house, the post office you can kind of see, town hall, and Moon's house. The only thing you can't really see is Lone Hawk's house back there, and you can kind of make out a little bit of Mobius's plot. If I use my up to fine zoom, you can kind of see a little bit there. There you go. Alright, so that's pretty much Whisker's house in a nutshell. So aside from that grey stained glass that I need to put back, that's kind of what we ended up with. I have to say, I'm very happy with the end product. We made something else of what we had, and we didn't really have that much to work with, but I think we've done something pretty cool and embedded it within the mountain. So I'm pretty happy about that. I'm just going to run and grab a grey stained glass while I remember, and we can start talking about the story of Jahg. So the thing is, I left this one till last because there was really not much to talk about, to be quite honest, with Jahg. Because with B2 and the Whiskers, I knew them before Hidden Secrets. I had feelings and emotions and stuff wrapped up, sort of separate from this particular server with them. Whereas Jahg was somebody I only knew on here. That's not to say I didn't have feelings or emotion or whatever wrapped up with him, but it was kind of a bit different to the other two that we've talked about. So Jahg was the second member to join Hidden Secrets, or was it third? It's third actually. He was the third. If we assume that I didn't join, I created, then the Whiskers joined, then Xpony, and then Jahg. Jahg was actually the first person to join. Oh, and by the way, before I get to that, Jahg was actually the first person to join from people I didn't know already. Xpony and the Whiskers I already knew. So Moon actually here finished Town Hall pretty much, apart from moving the chests. He's pretty much done with it. I don't know if I've already covered this or not, but man, this looks pretty cool in here. Really liking that. We might tweak it again when it comes to adding the dragon egg and things like that, but man, that's cool. I like it. It's one of my favorite places around spawn. He's got these awesome custom trees going on, and oh, I just love it. I love it, Moon. I want to see more, my friend. This is awesome. And Lack has also actually been busy working on the post office here too. He got this mail thing set up, little mailbox. Did some work in here. Our friend Bruce Willis is in here. That was from one of my live streams. This zombie spawned here and Underachiever named him. Bunch of stuff in there. Supplies and such. This is the Spawn Town map. Looks like Lack took this one to start work on mapping out the continent that we have around spawn. I think that one's going to be the furthest zoomed out map we can get. Whereas this one is just of spawn. So he's been busy hard at work on that. He actually got some nice bushes and hedges and stuff back here, which I thought was pretty cool. So yeah, back onto the story of Jahg. I just wanted to share that with you guys. He was the third member to join the server. Now, he only lasted, well, lasted is not really, it makes it sound like it was some sort of punishment. He was only around for a week, give or take, maybe a bit longer. It was definitely not more than 2 weeks, I'm pretty sure of that. Probably going to sleep in his bed here. While I've got the chance. Is it night time yet? So, I guess not, no. Oh wow, yeah, I still got a bit to go down yet. I think we can now. I see a star, so we can now. There we go. So yeah, he was only here for 2 weeks, so I never really got to know him too well. However, the one thing I can say about him is he worked very hard while he was here. It was kind of unfortunate really, because he got on at a time when the server was brand new. It was completely new, there was nothing here, there was nothing built, nothing established, and we all kind of got together initially, and then once that kind of happened, everybody sort of ran off and did their own thing, and people went inactive from the server almost straight away. We had a problem because Moon had his exams coming up, so he had to be revising and working towards those. I don't know what happened to me. Something I got wrapped up in, I'm pretty sure. Whiskers went inactive. Xbony was on, but he wasn't on very often, and certainly not at the same time Jahg was, because I had clashing time zones, right? And that was pretty much everybody. That was the 5 of us: myself, Xbony, Moon, and Jahg. That's 4. Who else am I missing? Was there only 4 of us? No, that was 5. Yeah, that was the whole 5. So yeah, unfortunately for him, all of that kind of happened in the immediate aftermath of our initial setup here, and he didn't feel that this was right for him. This was not the right challenge that he was looking for. It probably wasn't what he thought it was either, which is fair enough. Some people feel that way, and I can understand that. Especially early on, you kind of get a feel for the people, and you feel, you know, this is not really my place. Perfectly fine, you know, I have no problems with that. You know, it came a bit out of the blue. Well, it didn't come totally out of the blue. It came off of the back of the Nether raid, which, by our own admission, was not, you know, it was not the standard that we had set in the opening event, and it's not the standard that we've set since either. That was kind of our, okay, we need to improve from this type of thing. By the way, I'm just putting in some pumpkin lights here. I actually don't need to touch the house at all. We're just going to be working on the area around the house at the moment. For now, I'm just going to be doing my thing here while I talk. Let's actually move this horse first. Let's get him out of this pit. Can we get him out of the pit? There we go. I'm going to drop him off here in Underachiever's Pen, I guess, for now. There you go. Horse leader of Team America. So yeah, unfortunately he left pretty quickly. I didn't get to know him too well, as I say, which was unfortunate. He seemed like a cool guy. He was obviously the first member to depart also, and as I say, there was literally no other reason that he departed other than the fact that he didn't feel that this was right for him. It's not the right choice or challenge or whatever that he wanted, I guess. For me, I mean, the thing I would say is, maybe hindsight is a funny thing, but I would have persevered with it a little bit more and voiced my concerns to me instead of just, you know, making the decision. But maybe there was more to the decision than I really know, and I have to be careful what I say. I'm obviously being conscious of that also. But it was unfortunate, really, that he had to depart in that manner because he was a cool dude. I mean, as far as what he contributed, he built that house, he did a lot of exploring, and kind of got a lot of us set up with initial resources and supplies. I remember he got us our initial enchanting table, which is now currently down in the zombie grinder, I believe. So he got that for us. You know, so we owe a lot of the early things to him to enable us to get on. I remember he had the first enchanted equipment and all that type of stuff, which is pretty darn cool if you ask me, considering that, you know, everybody else was kind of struggling to get on. And he did a lot of early work for us. This house was a nice addition. We decided to keep it, obviously, as we've done with all of our members. We actually converted this one into a guest house because we thought that it would be the ideal starter opportunity for somebody to get involved with, should they so want to. And nobody's took up that yet, but I imagine in future we'll probably get a member that would want to live in this house at some point for a while. And that's kind of the story of Jahg. Honestly, there's not a lot more to say than that. I mean, he was a cool dude. There was no, no discontent or malice or anything like that with him leaving. I haven't been in contact with him since he left the server, and I don't think he wants me to be, as far as I'm concerned. I think he's happy doing his own thing. I do keep up with his YouTube channel. He does still put out content. He's been on another server recently, I believe. We tried Oakenstone, which is a server that has some slightly bigger people than us on it. And he's not put out a video on that for a few weeks. I'm not sure if that didn't work out either. I'm not going to second guess myself. And again, I don't want to sound like really, jealous or whatever, because, decisions are made, and I think in the end, if he's doing something that he's happy about, then that's what he should be doing, I don't really like doing these videos too much because they're one of these things that I have to be very careful about what I say. But I think you guys need to see him, so we wish him well, we wish him the best. I hope one day that he would be interested in joining us for a UHC or some other sort of event at some point if we do live stream type stuff. I would be definitely very interested in that. For sure, and getting him back involved in that capacity. Not as a full member, of course, but as somebody who, we could do things with, and I'd like the group to kind of see him again, and for those of them that joined after he left, for them to meet him. He was a cool dude, and I feel like they miss out a little bit on Hidden Secrets history there with that, and I would like that to be something that we could look at, but a lot of that is on him at the moment as far as I'm concerned, and he's not indicated to me that he was interested in that, so that's kind of the story there. So as for this, I'm sort of reworking the area a little bit here, and I'm trying to decide if I want to do this, because the thing is, if I do this, well, if I did post, the post wouldn't look very good, so I'm gonna slightly make a modification here to this, and I'm gonna bring this out. I'm going to do a slightly rearranged wheat field around here. We're kind of going more into the cakes territory than around here. I mean, the main things I've got to do are plant flowers, detorchify, that's the end of that, and just kind of rework this little garden area so that we can get a proper path in, and that's about all I need to do for this. There we go. We're actually going to change that so there's like that instead. And why don't we connect up to here? So yeah, I mean, people as far back as Lone Hawk don't know who Jahg was because he'd left by that point, which was unfortunate. I'm not sure if Lone Hawk had just arrived or not, because he arrived pretty early into the server, if I recall. He definitely left by the time B Squared had arrived, though. Of that, I am 100% sure. What do we want to do here? I kind of want to put in a gate. Yeah, there we go. Probably going to end up tearing this out again, but This is how things happen, I guess. I'm gonna need to make some fences. I'm trying to decide what I want to do here too, because I do want to have access somewhere to the cake area. This is gonna go, because there was cows in here. There is no longer. I don't know what the status is with the cake, honestly. I have not thought about it for a long time, because it's not really been sort of a pressing issue, really. Fill that in. There's these pumpkins here that don't have any stems anymore. Looks like a lot of things have been trampled or otherwise destroyed in some way, unfortunately, around here. Let's pick up these torches. I want to get all the torches out of here at least. I'm probably going to continue to run the fence around the edge here just to segregate this off. And then up here we're probably going to bring this out a little bit, maybe up to here, and then kind of have something like that going on. We could have another gate there, and that'll do the trick, I'm pretty sure. Got me some pumpkins so that I can do some planting. You are gonna unfortunately have to move, buddy, because you're in my wheat field. It's alright. I think I'm going to put him right here, actually. I'm going to move him a block and put him there. So yeah, just small tweaks here mainly that need to be implemented. Nothing major, really. Maybe we'll tuck one up. Where could we put another one? I mean, I'm going to have some lamps around the edge. Oh, hey. Not seen Mobius in a long time. Since the group event, in fact. I've not seen him since then. Wow. I actually don't think he's been on. Oh no, he has. He was working on the tavern, right? He's probably still over there, I imagine. He hasn't seen Underachiever's prank. That is for sure. Everybody's playing Fallout 4. Everybody. That I know, anyway. We'll probably talk about that in another episode, actually, at some point. I was actually thinking for the rest of today's episode, now that we've kind of talked about Jahg a little bit here, and I've kind of said all I need to say on Jahg, why don't we do a little bit of a server update and talk a little bit about the server and what's been going on, huh? So, I've been live streaming a heck of a lot on here lately, trying to get things done, and we're all kind of trying to finish up spawn as much as we can. That's kind of the objective, and you've kind of seen that with the post office, town hall, etc, etc. That's our big objective right now, is to finish the spawn. So that we can get prepared to move out, and also for the 1.9 patch that's coming out. From the indications we're getting from Mojang, it's probably going to be maybe a month, absolute maximum now. They're bug fixing and things like that, getting to that phase where things are going to be happening. So, and we're not going to be updating straight away for two reasons. The first reason is because usually 1.9.0, if it's anything like 1.8, 1.7, 1.6, etc., I could list all the versions, honestly, it's pretty unstable, that first patch, and they usually end up releasing a secondary patch like a day later to fix critical bugs and things like that. So that's the first reason. And also, for those people who have computers that need Optifine to run, myself would be an example of that now, because I can't run the game in 1080-60 now without Optifine, unfortunately. So I will not be upgrading the server until at least Optifine is out. I think that's fair on people. You know, there's no rush. There's no massive rush to update. Unless everybody backs it, then I'm not going to stand in their way, type of thing, and say, no, we're not updating. I'm not going to override people like that, but I am going to make my case as to why we shouldn't straight away upgrade. I mean, the patch thing, you wait a few days and it'll be fine. I mean, I look at the big multiplayer servers, they usually don't update for a few days until Bucket get itself sorted out and things like that. So we're probably going to be following a model a bit similar to that, but just not quite as long, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, it doesn't need to be a huge waiting time by any stretch. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do I want to have like a everything here wheat? I think I do, apart from either side. I'm not going to have it like that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Because I'm going to have like a walkway down just so that you can plant the crops and things like that. I need to get myself some more water. Do we have an infinite spring around here? We do. Well, we might try and tidy up some of this area a bit too. So that's kind of our big objective right now. As you can see, Mobius has just got on as well, is doing the whole tavern thing. So he's been busy with that. So for me, my objective after this is to work on that dock area at spawn over by B squared and my house. That's kind of my spawn project now. Just looking at some of my other projects. What do we got here on my list? Let me pull it up. Oh, and by the way, I actually got my third screen working now. I actually got the appropriate cable for that, so I've now got my stream information on the right hand side and I can have my notes and stuff up on the left. So what have I got to do? The Bay area, which is my next project pretty much. I want to work on the enchantment area down there where the enchantment stuff is. I'm going to speak with Bitterthread and see if I can get him to work with me, or if he wants to do something himself with the potion stuff, because he has a big potion setup at his base. So I think it makes sense that he take over the potion related things from B squared. And I'll take care of the enchantment stuff in this area. There's a little bit of room there to put something for potions. So I will need to work on the enchantment area. And outside of that, I don't actually have anything else to do at spawn. My other projects after that are kind of away from spawn, but are useful to people at spawn. A lot of it is sort of mob farm related projects and things like that, because I'm seemingly the only one that's interested in making mob farms on the server. So I'm just kind of taking up a bunch of that. So I will be working on a Guardian farm. From the ocean exploration episode, you'll know about that. I will definitely want to try and work on a cave spider farm with those cave spider spawners that I found when I went caving a long time ago. I need to get a design or something worked out for that if I can. And I also need to build a Enderman farm when we go to the end. And finish the Wither Skeleton farm. I need to finish that. That's kind of been sat, not stagnant, but not changing much either for a little bit of time now. So the Wither Skeleton farm is a huge project. Like the Cave Spider farm and the Guardian farm and the Enderman farm, they are big, but they're not huge. Like I can see the end to them. But the Wither Skeleton farm, oof, that's a big project. There's a lot involved in there. I may actually do a live stream one day where we just we spend like 7 or 8 hours maybe just working on that, just hanging out with different people. Not even just people on the server either. You know, get random people in calls and, well, not random people, people within my networks and contacts and friends and such. You can get them involved and do some stuff just while I work on it. And, you know, I think that'd be fun. And it would also help me get that darn Wither Skeleton farm done at the same time, because that is a big project that I want to see completed for the server. So, and the rest of them I can kind of work on. I also want to build a witch farm at some point, but I really don't know a whole heck of a lot about witch farming, so I'm going to have to look into that before doing that. And I'll think about things like gold farms and iron farms another time. I'm not really too interested in thinking about all of that. As far as spawn projects goes, I'm mainly after the dark area, going to be probably helping other people finish their projects and just taking up anything that has been left behind. As far as the community projects list is concerned, pretty much everybody has something assigned to them. I may take up the shooting range one, possibly. If people wanted me to do that, I would take that up, but that's about it. I've done a lot of stuff at spawn now, so I kind of want to let other people have their creative flair, so that I'm not just taking it all the time, because I don't think that's very fair, for one, and also it means that, you know, the spawn is kind of just a threat build as opposed to a spawn build where everybody's had an input type of thing. Now, I wonder if I take this torch away, is it light enough here? There's a 9, a 10, and a 9. Yeah, that's plenty good enough. Okay, so these will grow over time. And around here, I've got some dark oak and some glowstone. There's my dark oak. And my glowstone and my trapdoors. So for me, kind of an update, even though we do the weekly channel updates, I've been doing pretty good. Trying to get things done and figure out where I'm going with everything, and we've been succeeded at that, I feel, recently. I've been doing a lot of other games actually, and setting up other games and things like that. For the server, I mean, away from on the server, I'm always busy with other jobs and things like that. So, you know, I'm never far away from the server. I'm always working on things. Oh gosh, he's about to go see his plot for the first time. He's not been to his plot, I don't think, since he got pranked. Oh, I dread to think what he's saying, man. It's been like that for weeks. Man, I'm glad I got that on camera though. That's great. It's nothing to do with me. A lot of people seem to think that I am responsible for all the pranks. I know Bitthread thinks I'm always up to no good. And I don't know what it is, man. I'm really not that bad. More often than not, I'll only prank somebody if I'm provoked. Like, I won't just go around randomly pranking people. I don't do that very often. Sometimes I will. Depends what kind of mood I'm in. But I don't do it all the time. I'm really not that bad of a guy, honestly, when it comes to the pranks. But me and Bitthread kind of bounce off of each other in that way, I guess. So it's pretty awesome, I have to say. I mean, he's been quite the revelation since we added him. Oops. He's really fitted in with the group well, and he's made a lot of friends quickly and gotten to know the community and all that type of thing, which is great to see. I like it when people settle in fast. Everybody on the server has definitely done so. I remember Underachiever, Lack, etc. really settling in quick. Mobius over there. You know, they've all seemed to find their little crowds and friends. I know that Mobius, for example, he's made a really good friend in Xbony. And for me, I've made a really good friend in Bitthread. You know, don't get me wrong, I'm good friends with all the guys, but I think we all have people that we prefer to do commentary with and things like that. Lack and Underachiever seem to get on really well from what I've noticed. And myself and Moon get on really well. Haven't seen Lone recently. Hope to see him back soon. But he's not been around much recently. He's busy with his college stuff from what I understand, so... The pumpkin will come down one day. It'll probably be Christmas, but hopefully we'll see him around then. when he's on his little Christmas break. It'd be great to see him on the server. I'd love to get Lone involved in some live streams and such too, because I think he could really offer us a lot in that aspect. He's a great guy, honestly, even though he's not around too much. Make no mistake, he's still a great guy to have around on the server, and he's had, you know, he's had his impact, that's for sure. So I want to get rid of this here and kind of decide what I'm doing with this. I'm glad that Mobius likes his thing though, his little prank there, and that he actually is going to find it useful. So I mean lately, oh excuse me, my voice just completely gave out on me there. Ugh. So lately I've been feeling myself that I don't know, when it comes to this stuff, hidden secrets, oh man, my voice is just completely given out on me here. When it comes to hidden secrets and stuff like that, I feel like I've not done a great job when it comes to what I say. Particularly in these videos. That's why I'm really conscious. I feel like just in general lately, I've been trying to be careful, but I almost think that makes it worse, because you think about it, and as such, you then say things you don't mean. And I have to be very careful, because I am very, very grateful for everything that has happened to me. Maybe I'm worried about nothing, you know, maybe it's just completely ridiculous, and I'm just, as I say, worried about nothing. But I always do try and take note a little bit of my actions so that I don't end up doing something stupid, which I have done in the past on multiple occasions, and I do not relish when these things happen. So, I mean, if anything in any of the previous videos, you know, and live streams and such has been taken in the wrong way, I deeply apologize. I do feel like my channel and my content and the people I am working with has changed quite dramatically. For me, in my opinion, for the better. I feel that we've made some great new friends, and, you know, reconnected with some great old ones also. But I do feel that, you know, this is going to come across like things have changed, and I can understand where people would get that from if they feel that way. My content is going to change ultimately a little bit, and there is nothing I can do about that, because I am now spending more time, more effort, and you know, it's things that I want to make the content better is where I'm going with this. And as a result of that, you know, there will be a few things change. I've been trying to finish old series, I'm trying to bring new games to the channel and things like that, and new interesting content for you guys. And I'm trying to become a better YouTuber. I'm trying to not be afraid to ask, to make those connections, to learn that stuff when it comes to editing, for example, to learn that and get better at that. And, you know, I'm still the same person. I'm a little bit more outspoken, I guess, with some things, and that's just because I'm really passionate about this stuff, and I want to share my passion with the world, and I want to do it in the right way. And it's about being brave as well, you know, and being more open to not necessarily saying things that would offend people, of course, but to say things, you know, that perhaps a couple of months ago I wouldn't have said. I would have just kind of moved on and sort of skirted the subject. I think you guys deserve honesty, you know, you guys deserve the truth when it comes to things like former members and stuff like that. I have nothing to hide. There is nothing to gain from me hiding it. So sometimes it can be a little bit tough to take, and I can definitely understand and appreciate that. It's not something I particularly enjoy doing either, but it's something that I felt that we needed to do for the better of our server and our group, and, you know, for you guys that watch to understand. And, you know, kind of getting back to what I was talking about with the YouTube thing, I'm moving away from just being Minecraft exclusive. And there's a number of reasons for that. The obvious one will be, obviously, Minecraft isn't going to last forever. So I want to be able to continue producing content after Minecraft has kind of had its heyday. But that's not the only reason that I want to move into other games. I've played this game now for 4 years, pretty much. You know, yeah, 4 years. I've played it for 4 years. I've done videos for almost 3. And for a long time, it was pretty much exclusively what I did. I've sunk so many hours into this game. So many hours. And they've been enjoyable hours. But there's so much other great stuff out there, and there's stuff I want to check out and experiment with, and I have games on Steam and things that I think you guys will find interesting, so that's why I'm going to share them with you and share my experiences. And because I only have so many hours in a day and there is only 24, that means that at some point or another things are going to have to make way for other things so that I can achieve a balance. You know, I've got to live my life as well. I can't just produce videos 24 hours a day. I need to eat, I need to sleep, I need to exercise and such things. So, you know, there is going to be a change in content a little bit because I'm going to be putting out more other game footage. That doesn't mean that Hidden Secrets is going to be going away. If anything, you're going to be getting slightly more Minecraft content into the new year because I'm bringing back a series which everybody knows what it is. And it's going to be coming back anytime, I'm sure. So you guys are actually going to get more Minecraft content, not less, but it's going to be more themed around vanilla, not custom maps. I'm not doing any more CTM maps in a video series. I will do them on live stream, but I will not do them in videos anymore. Probably. I mean, I will never rule it out. I'll always be down for multiplayer stuff and things like that, and collaboration and all that type of stuff. So I'm going to be definitely working on that. But I do want to share this other game stuff also, so in order to fit all of this stuff in, I'm going to have to make some sacrifices here and there. But I think it'll be for the greater good. I think you guys have wanted to see content that's a bit different from me for a long time. That's the indication I'm getting from discussing it with people on live stream, discussing it on Twitter, things like that. People have had their input, and people have said, you know, go and do what you want to do. And we'll tag along for the ride, and that's really cool of you guys, and I really appreciate all of that because it does make a difference. You know, I do factor in what you guys think to my decisions. I know not everybody out there on YouTube does, but for me, it's very important to have the opinions of the supporters at heart. And I love each and every one of my supporters very dearly, and I try and be a good YouTuber, and I try and set a high standard for myself. I try and not be an idiot as best as I can. You know, obviously I'm going to derp around a little bit, and I'm going to be affable and whatever, but you know, I take this very seriously at the end of the day, and it is my passion. I love creating content and sharing it with you guys, and that's why I went full time, because I knew that this was something that I wanted to pursue and something I believed in, and you guys believed in me also. And so far it's been a great, rewarding journey. I've met so many great people, even in the past few months. For the first time ever, I'm actually going to be meeting people at Insomnia. You know, obviously I've talked about this in the past. I go to Insomnia. This December, I'm for the first time ever going to be meeting people that I have met exclusively online. And I am excited, man. I am so excited to meet people finally. And I'm going to be able to make new friends through this, you know, and make new friends that I would have never normally crossed paths with. And I think that is, oh, it's awesome, guys. I can't tell you. Really, I'm so excited for that, and to share it all with you guys in videos and talk about it, and oh, things are going positively, and I really like to think about this because there was a time when I was in a very negative mindset, and you know, looking at it now, compared to then, I'm not perfect, but I'm in a lot more positive mindset. I know where I'm going now. I have a direction again. I believe in myself. That's where the whole We Believe campaign came from, which we still have. I just don't talk about it very often. And, you know, you guys believed in me, and you guys have supported me through everything that I have, you know, done and wanted to do. And that's why I'm trying to, you know, keep up this sort of thing I've created, I guess, the standard that I've created. And I have to, well, I don't have to honor it, but I'm saying I want to honor it so that you guys can continue to see the content that you enjoy, as well as new, different types of content. Because that's all I want to do. And as I say, I've been feeling rather conscious lately that perhaps some of the things I've said may have offended a few people, so I deeply hope that I haven't, you know, and I hope that you guys are enjoying the new content and enjoying the new Fretwell, new era stuff. If we go all the way back to that, you know, I did say that this was going to be a new era because I'm feeling a lot more positive, I'm feeling a lot more happy, I'm enjoying my content, and that just means for me, you know, different content, variety. I'm not afraid to ask about multiplayer stuff now. I've actually been discussing something with somebody that I'm not going to spoil yet, but there is going to be something new coming to my channel that is multiplayer that I am so excited about. And I'm ready now. I feel ready in my own mind to not even just do that type of stuff, but actually go out into the world and face the world. After what has been a difficult few years, I'm feeling positive and energetic and ready to pursue my dreams almost. I know that probably sounds a bit cringe-worthy, and it's just like, oh, well, this guy kind of just talks about this stuff over and over, but I really do, and I'm just enjoying everything right now, guys. And if it wasn't for you, each and every one of you, and I wish I could name all of my subscribers because, you know, and viewers and fans and everything, because you all deserve your own equal praise and credit and things like that. And that's, you know, I'm trying to thank you by putting out regular content, by streaming every day, which has been, you know, by my own standards successful, and we keep developing that, you know, to try new things, to try retro gaming and things like that as well. You know, there's so much I'm working on behind the scenes that will just make things hopefully even better coming up. You know, I got better video editing software. I got things monetized so that I can hopefully make a little bit back so that I can buy more games and share more content with you guys and create more things. You know, I've been finally on stream getting down to doing some graphics and doing some animation and stuff like that. We've done all of that recently. Even in just the past week, we've done graphics and animation. We're going to be going into the web dev soon as well, and I'm excited for that because, you know, all this stuff is what I want to do. It's what I'm passionate about. I want to probably go and be a freelance web developer outside of YouTube eventually one day, if I'm lucky enough. That would be my sort of dream job at the moment, to be a freelance web developer. And, you know, if I got commissions and things, to be able to stream that and still keep you guys involved. If I could do that, if I could keep you guys involved with what my day job is, that would be perfect. Like, life could not get any better at that point, because that means that I could still have the awesome conversations and things like that with you guys while I worked. How awesome is that? You know? And I don't mean to sound like I'm bragging at all, because it might not even happen, you know? This is me being inspired and happy for the first time in a long time. So I hope you guys can appreciate and understand that. You know, I wish all of you the very, very best for your work careers and things like that. And, you know, I'm always open to listening to anything anybody has to say, you know, when it comes to what they want to do and things like that. So if you guys ever want to talk, I'm on Twitter all the time. You can tweet me, and I read every tweet because I'm on there all the time. So I don't mind hearing anybody's tweets on live stream. You can tell me your story and things like that, and I'll acknowledge it and we'll talk about it, because that's the type of thing we've got going on, you know. It's a great small community to be involved in. I'm looking at other ways I can communicate with you guys on a more regular basis also, for those of you who want to get involved that perhaps don't watch the streams because you can't, you know, you're busy with schoolwork, or the time doesn't quite work out, I'd like to set up another platform at least where you guys can have a direct communication form with me that isn't YouTube comments, you know, because YouTube comments, they're great, but sometimes you want something a bit more personal and, you know, perhaps within a closed group. And I do have an email, but I don't check my email very often because I only check my private email. So I really need to get better at checking my email. That's one thing I need to do, because I've received emails there before from people and I've not seen it until I've gone ahead and checked it a few weeks later, and then I feel really bad because I've not been able to respond to them in a timely manner. And I mean, if you do want to talk about stuff in YouTube comments, I do read all my YouTube comments. So you're always welcome to type in there if you feel comfortable sharing it in front of everybody, you know, but I'm always interested in hearing people's stories and, you know, what you've been up to and that type of thing, and what you're planning on doing. But I think a more dedicated place for that type of thing would be better in the long term than just, you know, throwing it in a YouTube comment, 'cause it doesn't really make much sense. You know, that's generally for the video or things I've discussed in the video. So I'm going to look into that and see what we can do moving forward to see if we can't, you know, engage communication further. But anyway, I've gone on a big tangent here and made this video really long. We haven't really even done all that much, which is the best part about all of this. All we managed to get done was this little bit here, but, well, I guess I did do a lot of this stuff too, so I guess that's something, you know, tidying up around here, getting some flowers planted and all that type of thing. But I think I'm going to pretty much end the episode here on a nice note like that. So thank you guys for listening to my rambles of stories of previous members. I hope I've cleared some things up for you. If you have any further questions, then you feel free to ask. And I hope that you guys have enjoyed my little talk about where I'm at and how I'm feeling and things like that. You know, and as I say, I don't mean to brag, so if I came across that way, I deeply apologize. So I wish you a fantastic day, or night, or whatever it is for you. And I'm going to head out now. Gotta go get some rest, because it is 20 to 3 in the afternoon and I've been up since midnight working on things, so I'm gonna catch a few. And next episode, I think we shall start work either on the docks or we'll look at one of the mob farms. Okay, so I want you guys to, well, I want you, I demand that you take care of yourselves. That's what I ask. No, I just hope that you guys take care of yourselves, look after yourselves and stay safe, alright? So exactly what I mean about saying things I don't mean. Sound really forceful. Maybe I'm just worried about nothing. Who knows? So yeah, take care guys. Have a good one. And I will see you all in the next episode. So until then, see you later and have a good day.